All right. Shalom. Kohalo Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rekahak Radash, Shalom, salutations, and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, where I continue to learn this 100% truth from. Yahweh Yashab Barakatham, the water for your sacrifices and your lessons. Shalom to the elder bishops, the elders and the prophets, the teachers and evangelists also of Great Millstone, who I continue to listen and learn this 100% truth from. Yabashin Yashab Barakatham. Shalom to the speckled bird, the Akim and Akwathium, the Akim on the highways and byways, and last but not least, the elect, Salakia, doing this work. Yabashin Yashab Barakatham to you as well. And today, to sit down, and I'm going to we're going to do Ezekiel, breakdown of Ezekiel chapter 35. I'm about to get through it. And, when I've been doing my lessons lately throughout the week, as I do, it's been coming out a lot of Ezekiel chapter 35. So, I decided to go into the chapter and, read it and, listen to some lessons and get some precepts for it. So, Habarak you be edified with it. And we're going to dive right into it. Before we do, 1 second. Mar, come out of there, man. It's lucky, man. I got the young one today. So, with that, let's get into it. This is Ezekiel 35, verse 1. And it reads, Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh thy power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out mine hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Okay, so verse 4 says, I will lay thy cities to waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. So it's a couple of precepts with it, but pretty much, Yahweh Bashin Yahushai had told Ezekiel to prophesy against Mount Seir. Now, for those that don't know, where is Mount Seir? And who are the people at Mount Seir? And the people of Mount Seir are the Edomites. And the Edomites are who the world today would so-called, we would so-called them the white people, okay? Because Esau has conquered the world, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he has changed the names and times and dates and everything else as he's conquered to confuse everybody and to keep everybody confused, okay? So let's go and let's get a precept real quick. Let's see. There we go. Genesis 36 and 8, and it reads, Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom, and these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. Okay, so that's all I wanted. I wasn't going to go into the genealogy of the devil, but so that's an understanding of who Esau is. We can get Malachi. Malachi 1 and 3, and it reads, "And I hated Esau and laid his mountains to waste." This is how Yahweh feels about Esau, the Edomites. "And I hated Esau and laid his mountains to waste, in his heritage waste, for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, in the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever." So this is who the devil is. This is who Esau is. Esau is a people, okay? They try to make you think that Esau is done away with, and no, the devil is still here. He hasn't went anywhere. You know, nobody stopped having sex, okay? So the seed has always been passed down. Generations have always still been here. This is why we have these devils today that hate us so much, because we're going to get into that. That's the spirit. Hebrews 12 and 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. Profane is what? Outside of the church. Was fornicator. We get that. As Esau, for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So let's get the word fornicator and the word profane, because we're here to learn and understand the scriptures. And to understand the scriptures, you have to go back to the Paleo Hebrew. You sometimes got to go to the Greek, and you got to look up words and get the true understanding of it. Okay. And that's what the problem is with our people. We don't understand. We don't learn nothing.
Strong's G 4205. Parnas.
Fornicator. Parnas. A man who prostitutes his body to another's lust or hire. A male prostitute. Wow. A man who indulges in unlawful sexual intercourse. A fornicator. Okay, so now you get the true understanding of what a fornicator is. A male prostitute. So many ways to break it down, right? Profane is outside of the church, which that's Esau's thing. He's outside of the church, okay? Which brings me to my next, what I want to speak about. And all of this stuff, I mean not all of this stuff, but all the scriptures, they all line up with one another, okay? It's Ezekiel 35 and 5, which has been coming out a lot in my in some of my lessons. He's Ezekiel 35 and 5, and it reads, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time their iniquity had an end. Let me deal with that first. Let me get Amos 1 and 11. And it reads, Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. Genesis 27 and 41. And it reads, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Now Esau is the one like we just read in what was that in Amos? But he sold his birthright for a morsel of meat. Okay, but now he hates his brother because his brother received the blessings that he was supposed to receive, which was in the spirit that Yahweh Shai had set up. He already told their mother, Esau and Jacob's mother, what was going to happen in the future with these two babies, these two nations of people. Again, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning of my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. And this is that perpetual hatred that this devil, that our big brother devil has for us. All right? You know what I'm saying? A true hatred for us. Psalms 137 and 7, and it reads, remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. So this devil, this man, this Edomite, these Edomites have always been against us since Genesis. They always attacked us. They've always hated us, and they've always tried to destroy us. Because why? The Most High had put in them to have a perpetual hatred towards us. Obadiah, verse 10, and it reads, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. See how those scriptures line up together? No other book can do this. No other book does this. It's only one, and this is the Holy Bible. The scriptures, which is inspired by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, not Esau or the white man or any other man or any other people that had their hand in the book. And no, this is by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Anytime a person tells you that, oh, that book was written by this person or that person, they don't believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. They don't believe in the Most High. Okay? You limit the Most High, and that's an abomination. People have been destroyed because of lack of faith, honestly. Obadiah 1 and 10 again. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. Against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captives in his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even upon waste as one of them, but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. This is the time of 70 AD, right? Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. So the day for this devil to be destroyed is coming because of what he's done, along with the other nations. All right. Let's go back to Ezekiel 35 and 6, and it reads, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh thy power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate. He's using Ezekiel to prophesy against this devil, along with he's used other prophets as well. But this chapter is specifically talking about how this devil is going to pay. He's going to set thy face against this Mount Seir. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. Woo! In thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers, they shall fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy cities shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. So Yahweh Yahushua is letting us know that this place is going to be destroyed and it will never be returned. Okay? I'm saying these people are going to be taken out and they'll never be able to return back to their glory that they had, return back to their heaven that they had. Okay? Let's go back to Genesis 27 and 40. He was just at 41. Jump up one, and it reads, and by the sword thou shalt live. Okay, this is the blessing. And this is the blessing that Esau's had. And thou shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou, in that day, right, in the future, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So Esau is going to be ruled by us, what, in the future, in that time, which was the Dark Ages, right? And he's going to arise over us, and he's going to rule for a short time, as the scriptures tell us. You know, all of this prophecy, man, is it all comes together like it's supposed to. Matthew 26. Matthew 26 and 52, and it reads, then said Yahushua unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish by the sword. For all those who want to live like the Edomites, they're going to be destroyed like the Edomites. We go to Revelation 13 and 10. And it reads, he that leadeth into captivity, what shall go into captivity? He that, that's butchering it. I don't want to add or subtract. I'm going to read it from the top again. Revelation 13 and 10. Salaki just got a little carried away. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, so for what you do, what you reap is what you sow. And regardless of the fact, you're going to have to pay for what you have done. Esau. Ezekiel 35 and 10. Because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas the Lord was there. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh thy power, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thy envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them, and I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee. Woo-hoo. Man, if you don't understand this, then you're not going to understand this. But Verse 10 says, because thou hast said the two nations. What are the two nations? The two nations is the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom of Israel, right? Man, you Edomites, you wacky tacky Christians, you're done. Your dogma is done. Your religion is done. Your philosophy, it doesn't hold no weight. Okay, because Esau started with Amalek, the head tribe, you small hatters, you wall humpers, have done what you have done to us. Yahweh Shah is going to let it be known around the whole world, and including his prophets and his teachers, that he has done this to you, right? And the Lord, Yahweh Shah, shall live forever. He's no beginning, no end. He's the ancient of days. So he says in the verse 11, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh thy power, that's forever, I will do according to thy anger. So what you've done to us, in the righteous way, Yahweh Shah is going to allow us to do it to you. Okay? He's going to allow us to be, he's going to put a spirit on us that have the same hatred you had with us, we're going to have on you. Yeah, buddy. Looking forward there, buddy. Lucky, I'm just saying. Let's see. Go back to Obadiah, verse 18. I don't think I covered that one yet. And it reads, Obadiah 1 and 18. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh have spoken it. Not me, not the elder apostles, no one has spoken it. We've read it, but this is what Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua says. Okay? This is what he's going to do. We just got to be patient and just wait. And Yahweh Yahushua is going to show everybody what's really good. Well, it ain't going to be good. It ain't no good, like the song goes. It ain't no good. I was calling Salakia. Joel. Joel 3 and 19. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolation, a desolate wilderness. For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever in Jerusalem for generation and generation. That's the two nations, okay? Judah, which is the southern kingdom, and Jerusalem, which is Israel, the northern kingdom. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for Yahweh dwelleth in Zion. So Yahweh Shah is only dealing with the Israelites, which is Zion. Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14 and 13, and it reads, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit upon the mount of the congregation, which are the Israelites, in the sides of the north, which is Babylon, America. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Now, hell is a condition, right? The brother, I was just listening to him yesterday. He was going into the breaking down of the Nephilim and the understanding of the giants. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the name of the lesson, but it was a great lesson. I didn't finish it all. Pretty much, it was like 54 minutes, but I got majority of it. I was probably like around 30, 40 minutes into it. But great lesson, man, and it breaks down the understanding of great men, because he went into words and history. And he went into the words of understanding what the scriptures, and this is what you got to do with the scriptures is, with a script, you have to analyze every word to break it down to understand exactly what it means. And you have to analyze that word of the breakdown of the word. Okay? Like Elder Apostle Tahar says, there's lessons within lessons. Okay? Until you get the true understanding of what the word breakdown means is to break it down like 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 dividing what's the word breaking it down to the smallest molecule. You know what I'm saying? Until you get the true understanding of it. You're not going to get the true understanding of it if you don't break it down like you're supposed to. Proverbs 16 and 18, and it reads, "Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Better it be, Shalakia, better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud." Because when Yahweh Shai comes to judge, you don't want to be part of that that proud spirit, man. And that's the truth. How your man said they'll do the right thing, that's the truth, Ruth. I just use the name Ruth because I'm into a lot of corny sayings today. Salakia for that, man. But you know, I feel good, you know what I mean, when I'm very blessed and very grateful that I could, do this work. You know what I'm saying? I'm very grateful that Yahweh shall allow me through the Spirit to do this. You know. Did I read that one already? No, Salakia. I got another precept. I read kind of read ahead. Okay, cool. Isaiah 34 and 5. "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea." Idumea is the Greek way of saying Edom, Esau. They think they slick. We're still in the Old Testament, right? Devils, man. So this is how they put their words. This is how, but everything was inspired by the Most High. So, you know what I mean? Anyway, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse of judgment. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh hath sacrificed in Bozrah a great slaughter in the land of Idumea." Okay? "And the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of Yahweh, vengeance, and the year of recompenses, for the controversy of Zion." So for everything that has been done to us, Yahweh Shai is about to destroy. Ezekiel 35 and 12. "And thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, and that I have heard all the blasphemies which thou hast spoken against the mountains of Israel, saying, They are laid desolate, they are given us to consume." So the scripture is saying that these devils think that we were set up. That's why they treat us the way they have been treating us. They think that we are set up to be perpetual slaves to them. They still think that to this day. Okay. Obadiah, verse 3. "The pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua will, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to bring you down to the ground, you devil. Verse 13, Ezekiel 35:13. Thus with thy mouth, Salakia, thus with your mouth ye have boasted against me, and have multiplied your words against me. I have heard them. Yes, he has, and he's going to destroy you for everything that you have done against Yahweh, everything that you have done against the people of Yahweh Yahushua, and how you have blasphemed his word, his name, and lied to the world of who he really is. You know, especially when you knew the truth. Zechariah 2:8. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory have been sent me unto the nations which spoil you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. Again, for thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoil you, for he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye. And this is why you're going to be destroyed, you devil, because of what you have done to us. Yahweh Shai, he's got you in his crosshairs. You can go to Psalms 83. That's a good scripture to read as well. I'm not going to get into it. But it's a good scripture to read. Psalms, read chapter. You can start at verse 2, but read Psalms 83. Ezekiel 35 and verse 14. I'm going to read both of these last scriptures. I'm going to get some more precepts. Thus saith Yahweh thy power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate. So the whole world is going to rejoice because this devil has been taken out of power, okay? As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate, so will I unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it, and they shall know that I am Yahweh thy power. Okay? Let's go to Isaiah 63. And the subheading says, the Most High's vengeance on the nations. And it reads, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? Let's talk about Yahushua. This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my remnant. For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeem is come. And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. And I will tread down the people in my anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down the strength of the earth. And the strength of the earth is who? You damn devils right now. Right? You are the strength of what this earth is supposed to be. Jeremiah 49 and 17, it reads, also Edom shall be a desolation, everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at the plagues thereof, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah, and the neighborhood cities, so like in the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it. Behold, he shall come up like a lion from the swelling of Jordan against the habitation of the strong, but I will suddenly make him run away from her. And who is a chosen man, that I may appoint over her? For who is like me, and who will appoint me the time? And who is that shepherd that will stand before me? Therefore hear the counsel of Yahweh, that he hath taken against Edom in his purposes, that he that proposed against the inhabitants of Teman, surely Teman is another Edomite tribe, which we would call the Germans today. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. We're talking about Israel. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall. At the cry, the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle, and spread his wings over Basra. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. Now let's get the word pangs. What is pangs?
Strong's H 6887. Sarer. Sarer.
Sarer. Pangs. To bind, tie up, shut up. To be scant, be cramped, be in straits. Okay. To be bound, to be tied up. To make narrow for a cause of distress to. Okay. To suffer distress. Okay. So that's what it meant. Revelation 18 and 6, and it reads, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh thy power, who judgeth her. All right? I pray that you are edified with the lesson. And with that, I'm going to say, Kohalo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekahak Radash, Shalom. Salutations and double honors again to the elder apostle GMS on down, where I learned this truth from. And shalom to the elect Abba Babal. Shalom.